Who's here?
Hello.
Naya and Gabor is on this side of the camera. Let me know if you are with me. And while you are writing that, I will ask you to tell me if you can hear what I will say you from the mat. So just please comment to me if I talk like this from here, if it's clear enough that you can understand and hear me.
I think I'm gonna put the shades
Hi, Gigi.
because I don't.
Hi, Michelle. How are you guys doing? Clear. Great. Happy to hear. How this class will go is that you should imagine this hour, or a little bit less than an hour that is ahead of us, as a kind of a relaxation, gaining some mental strength for the weeks ahead of us. In the first part, will do some active movements on the ground. This will be the shorter part. After that, we're gonna do some passive stretching. We will hold poses for longer periods. If you are familiar with Romvod, the second part will be the approach of Romvod. So we're gonna do passive stretches. We're gonna hold those stretches for a little bit longer, but I will talk about that later. How I want you to start with is that if you have your yoga mat, let's get it ready. If you have like a few blankets or pillows, then maybe you should grab those as well, because we will be on our knees quite a lot. Personally, I'm wearing a knee sleeve. On each knee, I have a few blankets there. Naya is much tougher. She doesn't need the yoga mat, is enough for her, but you will experience it how it goes. So how we will start is that we're gonna go on the mat. And what I want you to do is to first sit on your knees, and from this position I want you to come up, and we are going to do slow head circles to one side. What I want you to concentrate on while doing this is that imagine that you have a pencil on your jaw or whatever it is, and you want to write a circle with this, which means that you don't play a pass dispenser, you don't lean back with your head too much. Imagine that here you want to write that circle, slowly go. Then change direction. After this, I want you to slowly go forward and back. Then right and left. Good. Then right arm on right shoulder, slow circles. Then back. Change arms. Back. Good. We go down to hands and knees. Slowly forward and completely back. Good. From hands and knees, what we are going to do is right arm lift, slowly circle to the back and up, pull it in. Don't put it down, up, circle, down. You go for the other leg. To the side, slowly back and high up, slowly in, don't put it down, back up, circle back, slowly back. You're gonna do 2 more times with each leg on your own. Good. After this, just sit back on your heels. If you started to sweat a little bit from this, that's fine. We're gonna take a few deep breaths here. Try to breathe through the nose. Then we continue, go back to hands and knees. What you will do is that you will have one hand behind the neck. From here, you lift the elbow, and while staying up, straighten slowly back and put the top of the head on your back, lift it back, circle back to the head, elbow down. Other hand, elbow up, straighten, slowly go back while turning the palm, top of the head going on your back, lift it back up, turning back the palm, elbow down. Good. Again, 2 more times on your own. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. If you're done, again, sit back on the heels, breathe through the nose, rest. Hi, Christy. Good to have you here. We're gonna continue. You will go on hands and knees and try to have your neck neutral. So when I look up, it's just because I want to look at you guys. So you have your head like this. And while you're doing this, I want you to straighten the right arm. And back. Then, left arm. And back. Then we're gonna do the right leg. Try to rotate your hips as little as possible. So not this, but this. And down. Other leg. And back. Now we're gonna go arms and legs together. So we're gonna start with the right arm and left leg, and let's go. And back. Take a few deep breaths. And left arm, right leg. And back. We go again. Right arm, left leg. And back. And left arm, right leg. And back. Again, sit back on the heels. Take a few deep breaths, but only in and out through your nose. Then we're gonna go to the push-up plank. You can go a little bit wider with your legs this time. And from here, you want to try to lift the right arm. Back. Left. Back. Now we add the legs. Right arm, left leg. And back. Try left arm, right leg. And back. Good. Sit back again. Breathe deep through the nose. High close. Good. So this was our first part. I definitely started to sweat from this a little bit. I'm sure it's because it's a bit hot in here. So the next part will be the passive part. This will be our longer part of today's video. I will give you now about 2 minutes. Just drink a bit, get ready, and after that I will explain what we will do. So I give you 1-2 minutes now to get ready for the second part. Great hair. I have a perfect hair day today.
Still in?
Yeah. Okay, so let's continue. In the second part, we're gonna hold poses for quite a long time, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. So it's very, very important that you approach this whole thing passively. So when we are stretching now these positions, I don't want you to put extra effort on pressing the actual body part that we will stretch. I just want you to find a position where you will feel some sensation in the body part that I will tell you. So the rule number one is that if you need to make a face, like to hold a position, you are too far, you're too deep, then go lighter. The second, if anytime during these positions you feel that this is too much and you cannot hold on, simply lie down on the ground and wait for us that we finish with the positions and then join back for the next one. And rule number three, it's not a rule actually, it's a recommendation that during this whole time, try to keep your mouth shut and try to breathe through your nose in and out. And this would mean also that while I really like when you are commenting and telling funny stuff, if you are not watching this but you're doing this, I will ask you not to go close to your laptop, not to use your phone unless you have some actual question that you don't understand anything. So try to be as calm as possible. Try to be with your thought, maybe put on some nice and, I don't know, kind, good-spirited music if you need to. But otherwise, I want you to be with your thought and I want you to try to relax. If you are into breathing, what I will ask you to do is that if you can, try to breathe through all these positions, as I told you, in and out through your nose, and try to count if you want to. 8 seconds in, 10 seconds out. So it would look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in through your nose, and you're exhaling 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If it doesn't work for you because you will feel that your heart rate will go up, then just go with normal breathing, but try to use only your nose. We will use one position as a kind of a rest position in between all poses. This will be a child's pose with the shoulder variation, and I will demonstrate this for you. So you will sit back on your heels and you will put your hands back to your back. This is a very, very relaxing and very, very easy position. This we will use always as transition in between the poses, okay? So we're gonna start. I will go to my mat and I will tell you what to do. We're gonna actually start with this child's pose with the shoulder variation to get going. So let's go in and let's hold it. Good. Slowly come out. And our first position, which we will hold it for a little bit longer, is called the puppy dog. Now we'll demonstrate it. So, yes, but the hips are high. So the hips stay high. You go forward with your arms and you feel either shoulder or either the lats some sensation. This is also a very gentle and good pose. What you can do is that you can put your forehead, but if the stretch is not enough, try to look up and put this part down, whichever you prefer, starting now. Good, slowly come out. And we go back to the child's pose for a little bit to rest. Same position. Good, slowly come out. And we are gently changing to a seated position. So what you will do is that you will have one leg in, the other is straight ahead, and you will lean forward to the straight leg. Again, as I told you, we are doing passive stretches, so you don't need to actually pull yourself. Just lean in until you feel some stretch in the hamstrings area. If you are good at this and if your mobility is good, you may be able to go even further, and then you will feel some stretch in the lower back area as well. We're gonna hold this position for 2 minutes each side, starting now. Good. Slowly come out. We are changing sides, so now the left leg is straight and the right leg is in. And we're gonna go again, 2 minutes. Good. Slowly come out. Let's go back to our resting pose, the child's position. Good. Let's move on to our next pose, which is going to be the half saddle. So what you're gonna do is that one leg is back behind your butt, the other is straight ahead. If you have good mobility, it's fine. If you're like me, then under the straight leg to the butt, you can put something to elevate yourself. It helps a lot. And from here, you go back, either like I do, or if you can, like Nea does. This is going to be 3 minutes per side, a longer one, so make sure you don't go too far. Starting now. In this position, you should feel your quads, you will feel your knees, that's fine. You will feel your ankles, and if you can lie back, you will feel an arch on the lower back, which is also fine. Whichever you prefer, whichever you can do. Just let's hold this. Good, very gently and slowly come out after a long position. It will feel weird. Just slowly, slowly straighten up. Straighten your right leg. Then elevate your right butt if you need to. We go back with the left leg. So left leg is back next to our butt. Right leg is in front of us straight. And we go back for another 3 minutes starting now. You're staying for another minute on this side. Good. And again, gently, slowly, carefully come out. We're gonna go back to the child's pose again. Good. Moving on to our next. We're gonna go to the position that is called the frog. I will use 2 pillows for my knees, but you don't have to. We're gonna turn sideways so that you can see it. The knees are kind of wide. Can you fit? So the knees are kind of wide, and you go down to your forearms, and you should feel in the groin area this position. Sorry. We're gonna hold this position for 2 minutes starting now. We are staying for another minute in this position. Don't forget your breathing, just in and out through your nose. And if you can, do the counted breathing, 8 seconds of inhale, 10 seconds of exhale. Good. Slowly come out. Back to the child's position. Good. Come out. Getting ready for our next pose. We're gonna still go for the groin area now, but a little bit different. We're gonna do a seated straddle. If your mobility is not so good, again, elevating yourself might help. I will use 2 pose. Just sitting and going for the wide stance. You need to feel a stretch somewhere here in the groin area, but wherever you feel it here is perfectly normal. If you want, you have a kettlebell, you can just grab it and hold it if you need to. Otherwise, your goal here is to, while you're maintaining this position, to kind of fall forward. For me, naturally falling forward is basically this. But if you can fall forward more, then do it. In that case, it will be a lower back stretch as well. We're gonna hold this for 3 minutes starting now. We are at the halfway point for this position, so another 1.5 minutes. Good. Come on slowly and gently again. We're going back to the child's pose for one last time. Good. Let's come out. We're gonna set up to our last pose, but this pose will be the longest. It's gonna be the pigeon pose. So how we do the pigeon pose is one leg is in front of you, the other is long behind. When we do this position in the class and we are going for activation, we always say to try to have a 90-degree angle here. Today, Let your body fall however it falls. The only thing that I want you to make sure is that you feel some sensation here in the gluteal area. Okay? If you want, you can put a blanket under your back knee, or if your mobility is good, then maybe putting under this, but a few pillow can help you. But for me, it's so far that I would need all the pillows in the world, so I will just not bother with it. If you want, you can hold it like this, or you can just go down, and you're gonna hold this position for 4 minutes each side, starting now. Sorry, you just stay in. We are at the halfway point for this position, so we're gonna hold this for another 2 minutes. Good. Very, very gently and slowly again. Just come out. Take your time setting up for the other side. We are going for the left side now, and this will be our last position that we hold. 4 minutes starting now. you feel that this side is very, very different from the other, it's fine. It's very rare that, especially in this position, both sides feel the same. Again, don't try to force your body to do anything. As long as you feel some stretch in the gluteal area, IT band, you are good. Don't forget the nose breathing. Try to count 8 seconds for the inhale, 10 seconds for the exhale. And we're going to hold this for a little bit more than 3 minutes more. Good. Gently, slowly come out. The only thing I want you to do now is lie down on the ground, either on your stomach, on your back, however you want. And we're gonna just lie there and keep concentrating on our breathing, nose breathing only. You don't need to count it anymore. Just relax for a few minutes. If you feel like, just keep lying on the ground. But otherwise, officially, this is the end of this active recovery and mobility and stretching class. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys feel recharged and ready for the at-home workouts tomorrow and then the class. I'm just waiting a little bit to see if someone is there still. I definitely feel chilled and relaxed. I actually had to pay attention not to fall asleep at the end on the mat. But if you did, that's fine. Just keep sleeping, keep relaxing, and I will see you next time. Good to hear, Gigi, that you are relaxed. So I will see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and goodbye.